Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of T-Roy's Toys. On today's episode, we're going to take this 2007 Honda Recon that's been wrecked and it's been sitting for 8-10 years that I know of, and see if it's still any good. See if it'll run, see if it'll ride. Well, alrighty, guys, give you guys a good look at this thing. Now, I got this little 2007 Honda Recon when I got old Marble over there for my buddy. And this one actually belonged to a mutual friend of ours. His kids had, and I actually rode this about 15 years ago. And it was fine then. It was not in this shape then. And I guess his kids just absolutely destroyed the thing. If you can't tell, you can look at that right there. I don't have a lot of story on this. I don't have the history or the information. Pretty much what I told you is about all that I know. They just said it quit running or something, and they just let it sit. And it was sitting outside in the field, and another friend of mine wanted it, gave it to him, and then I bought it when I got old Marble right there. And she's missing the seat, so what you see is what is there. Alrighty, well, I guess first things first, let's see if the motor will at least turn over. Well, she turns over, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but she does have some compression. Let's see what the oil looks like. Alright, there's the oil. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It's got some. It ain't pretty. Ooh, it's nasty. But it's got some, and so it didn't run out of oil. I guess that's a good thing. Alright, let's check the old gas tank. Oh, wow. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that, but that's not good. So if this thing does run, we're definitely going to have to pull that fuel tank off and wash it out good. And what we learned from old Marble, we're going to have to wash it real good. Anyway, I'm going to disconnect the hose on it and throw a battery on this thing and see if she'll fire off, see what the deal is. Alright, I don't see any magic smoke, so that's good. Alright, let's get the fuel line disconnected. Well, that doesn't move. Probably fixing to spill really old gas everywhere. Hi, these clips. Oh. Just gonna cut that. We're probably gonna have to replace all this anyway. Well, nothing came out, so I guess that's a good thing. Get that hose out of there. The other one, I can pull it out of the way. See what our air filter looks like. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm just now starting to get a really good look at this thing, but the mice apparently had a field day with this. They're gonna make their little mouse house a home. I even look over here in our spark plug. They tried to get on top of that. Let's get this air box out of here. There she'll come out. Whew. Alright, now we got that part done, guys. Let's see if the electric start works. Or let's see if the key works. Maybe the key don't work. I could have sworn the key worked. Oh, there we go. Hey, that works. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't see any smokes. Hey, that worked. That never works on these. Hey. Well, all right, guys. Given all the rat chewings and the frayed wires and everything, the electronics, for the most part, seem to work on this thing. I'm going to get some carburetor cleaner and spray in the intake, and let's see if this sucker will bust off. All right, here we go. Oh, that's locked up. Oh. Carburetor stuck, guys. You get off, it seems like. Okay. Well, alrighty. I don't know if the camera picked that up or not, but you could hear it. She's trying to run. That carburetor is just locked up about as tight as Fort Knox. So I kind of figured we was going to run into this. I figured the carburetor's going to be junk either way. Let's pull it off, see if I can't free something up, see if we can't maybe make it run a little better. Alright guys, I got the carburetor removed. I'm going to go ahead and gonna tell you now, this thing's probably junk because I had trouble getting the throttle out and even the choke part, which that moves now. But anyway, we're going to do it for you guys. We're going to crack it apart and see what we're looking at here. Because I bet it's not going to be pretty. I went ahead and removed the gas tank and some of the body panels. Kind of had to. Unless I forgot something, I think that's it. Oh, look at that coming out. Oh, oh, oh. Guys, I think this was Pablo Escobar's four-wheeler. Yeah, guys, that is junk. that is J-O-O-O-K-E, juke. Okay, guys, I did some research on the old Filet, and I can get us a carburetor. It comes with some other accessories that we're gonna need for like 40 bucks. So we got that on the way. Before we do that, or while we're waiting on that, we need to clean this tank because I know it's nasty. I don't want to deal with the same problems we did with Marlboro. And also the new carburetor comes with a fuel selector valve. So let's get this out of here. I felt like I broke it. Hopefully I just broke it loose. be better. It's not the worst I've seen. It's not as good, not as bad as the one that was on marble. That's good. Alright, let's go clean this sucker up. Alright guys, one of the things I want to fix on this is these handlebars. I don't know if they, well, I think they clipped just by the way it looked, but I'm hoping we can bend them back out. So. This thing off so we can access it. Alright, we got this console piece off, but unfortunately I found out that this is all busted up in there. How it's still working, I don't know. And it's probably not going to work now. Anyway, see if I can just loosen these. See if I can't just turn them. I was worried that they might be, indexed in some kind of way, like they have like a notch. So, I don't know how they're supposed to be. I'm assuming like that, maybe. Let's try that. Looks like they may have tried these. Seems better. This one's still bent. Let's see if we can straighten that. Alright guys, I got this out of the scrap pile. I actually found this on the side of the road. I think it's going to be a pretty tight fit, but I think it's going to work. And I'll just try to do it straight. A little bit more. That's what she said. You guys tell me what you think. What do y'all think, guys? I know the rack in the bent and the rack in the back is bent, so it's kind of throwing the picture off. But I think it's okay for now. I think it'll work. We might tweak on it some later, but let's get it running good first before we dive too deep into that. Alrighty everybody, it's been a few days. We got our new carburetor in. Got that off the old Phoebe. It actually came with some filter, throttle cables, hose, oil filter clamps. Even has the fuel selector valve for the fuel tank. Got a new one of those too as well, so that's nice. And the new block to the carb mount piece. It actually came with a lot for about $35, which wasn't bad. So anyway, I want to compare the new carburetor versus the old one. There's some slight differences, but for the most part everything looks to be about the same. So I think she should work. Well, let me show you guys. I did a little work on here. I got on the four-wheeler, I got the handlebars put back together. They're a little off, like I said in the last part, but I think it'll work. Need to try to figure this out. Straighten this back rack up best I could. You know, this is still busted, but at least it's not almost touching the tire like it was. It's still bent. I'm afraid to whoop on it anymore. It might actually start break. You can see there, it's kind of started to break. Anyway, let's get this carburetor put on. Alrighty, let's put the old carburetor machine on. that, I'm going to have to get a wrench in there and tighten that sucker by hand. That'll be fun. Alright, got a carburetor put on. Let's put our gas tank on. I made sure to wash this sucker out real good and she's dried out, so we shouldn't have any of the problem that we have with Marlboro. Hopefully. I'm gonna put a fuel filter in before the carburetor, just in case. Okay, got our fuel tank put on, got a little fuel filter in, our carburetor. Let's pour some gas in here before we go any further to see if this is gonna work. Fortunately, like Marlboro, this one here does not have a gas tank. It's unfortunate. It does have a gas tank. It does not have a fuel gauge. That's what I'm trying to say. That ought to be enough for what we're trying to do. See, we already got gas to it, so. Alright guys, got the battery hooked up. Let's see what happens. Look at that! Right out the box. I didn't touch anything and she is idling. Don't see any smoke coming out. That's good news. She runs, she idles. Let me finish putting the air box and stuff together on this thing, since I apparently don't need to do anything, and let's see if we can take it for a ride. Right, got our air box cleaned up a little bit. Let's put her on so she can breathe. Sorry, guys. Can't tell. Now, guys, I'm not going to put the intake tube on because it don't really do a lot, and it's brittle as fall apart. We might end up doing something like we did for old Marlboro and just kind of shoot it up here. But anyway, I'm going to finish putting these panels together, and we're going to take it for a ride. Well, alrighty guys, we got her put back together. She's ready to go. And like I said, I still don't have a seat for it. But anyway, we can ride her without a seat, no big deal. I haven't figured out how to get her in reverse yet. For some reason, it's not wanting to go. But we can push her out, and we can ride her without reverse. So anyway, let's go for a ride. Alrighty guys, she runs, she rides. It was hard for me to ride and shift gears at the same time and hold the phone. I need 3 hands. But anyway, she actually went through all the gears. It kind of little trouble getting into 3rd, but once you get in there, it goes. Went to 4th, went to 5th. I still cannot get it to go in reverse. So, any of you guys know what's wrong with it or what I'm doing wrong? Comment down below. Let me know, guys. But anyway, I say a success. This abandoned junked Honda Recon 250. She runs and rides. Let me give you guys a good look at this thing. Now, our next video, I want to try to find a seat for it, and then we're going to give this thing a bath, try to fix some of the stuff on here, straighten out a few more things. Y'all comment down below. Let me know what we should do with this thing. Should we go a little further with it, or should we just kick it and let it go on down the road? But yeah, anyway, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. Remember to please like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo everybody else always says. Thank you for watching, and y'all have a good evening.